And everybody, welcome to the News London Brunch 2024, January. It's been quite some time since we've seen y'all, so we just want to say, hey, what's up? We got KATT in the building joining us today, our special guest. Hey. We got Pablo from the 860.
Sir.
We got Gaines, DJ Gaines Bond, your favorite DJ. How you been, brother?
I've been well, and yourself?
You know what, brother? I can't complain. You know, this last 6 months has been it's been a journey. It's been a journey. I've learned a lot of different things about myself. You know, sometimes you gotta take some time to re-polish and refresh yourself, and figure some things out. How about you? How's your last 6 months been, Gaines?
Been all right. I've taken up bicycling, cycling. 2 wheels. So I'm trying to get in shape like Pablo. You know what I mean? Trying, keep the ladies off me.
Bro, I'm not in shape. I found that out a couple weekends ago. Actually, like a couple months ago. I challenged, my godson, he's 19 now, challenged me to a one-on-one in basketball, bro. And yeah, I walked away with the dub though, but I felt like I almost died doing it, yo.
but walked away with that dub though. That's the key. That's
for sure.
Pablo, how's your last 6 months been for you, brother? We ain't linked up in a while. How's things?
I mean, I can't complain. Things is good. Hit my year mark at my gig. So there's that. 19 more to go. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I've just been chilling, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We had a new addition to the family. My 4-year-old, he wanted a baby dinosaur for Christmas, so we went and bought a bearded dragon. So we proud owners of a damn lizard.
I love those lizards. They're pretty awesome. Pretty famous.
It's real dope.
I got a turtle, so I'm a proud owner of some reptiles myself.
Yeah, I got 2 kitty cats.
Right. Now I wanted something that could stay in a tank, yo. I don't want nothing that's gonna leave hair. And
I feel you.
So I could contain that as much as possible. But it's cool. He loves it, and it's starting to rub off on me. I love it. It's fire.
That's what's up. My last 6 months contained a new addition as well. Viewers, this is Zaire. This is where I've been. I'm a lot plumper than their last video. So this is my new addition to the family. My last one. I know people say that, but it's my last one. Okay.
Crazy.
You better off not saying that. You better off not saying that. The last time I said that, I had one more. So
in the name of Jesus, I've been saying that for the past.
I blame my husband, man. I ain't taking blame for. I will not take ownership for this. But yes, this is prayfully my last one. But yes, my last 6 months has been eventful. You got a baby dinosaur. I got a baby. KATT, how's your last 6 months been to you, my dear? How's it been for you?
My last 6 months has been pretty well because I'm starting a new career journey, of course. Even though I'm in finance right now, I'm pursuing my own business, which I told you about, College Taste of the Island. I'm really excited about that because we're branching out to do a couple things. This is the last year of school for me for my bachelor's, and I am so excited. So, and life has been great. Like, I can't really complain. I'm just grateful that God has been showing out lately.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I'm glad we didn't have time to hear the story, but thank you.
So, we'll have to hear the story. Tonight, it's been good to hear where everybody's been at. We got a few other guests, they'll pop up when they show up. The News London Brunch is still the same, but everybody got life endeavors, you know what I'm saying? So everybody keeps moving. We all got to keep moving. We all got different goals, aspirations. So it's been good. I'm glad to hear that everybody's been in a positive space. Tonight's topic, we started off 2024 with a couple blowouts in the world. Games picked out a pretty significant topic, in my opinion, which I agree with. It had a lot of layers to it. Games, would you like to tell our viewers what we're talking about tonight?
Today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, is Katt Williams, the #1 comedian in the world, right?
Agreed.
Number two.
Back, in my opinion.
He's number two. He's number two.
no, but
Unless you talk about Bernie Mac and he
yeah, that's
did.
why I said Bernie Mac in my opinion, but I agree.
Dave Chappelle.
You
Dave
know
Chappelle's the
what?
best comedian
I'll
ever.
give it
but
to you.
This ain't about
I'll
him.
give
It's
it to
about
you.
Cat.
Alive. I cannot disagree with you. He be spitting that fire. I love him. I give it to you. You're right. You
You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
right there.
You definitely are correct because that is my top three: Bernie Mac, Dave Chappelle,
Mhm.
and Cat Williams. So I do not disagree
Absolutely.
with you there,
No,
brother.
I gotta say something. I don't think Cat Williams is funny. However,
Mhm.
I do
I do.
support what he's done. So I'm all for that. You check my page, you know, I'm pro Cat. So you know I know Pablo want to say something. What is it?
The nigga funny. You crazy. You crazy for saying he's not funny. He's
Yo,
funny.
Like
He's
the
naturally
Pimp
funny.
Chronicles, the Pimp
He's
Chronicles
naturally funny.
alone.
And he's smart as fuck when he does it. That's the best part. That's why I like him. That's why I like Dave Chappelle. Like they're
Yeah.
smart. You learn shit while laughing with these dudes. And that's why I like him.
Agreed.
even
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, I don't think he's funny.
He's not funny to me.
He's
just
never been
silly.
funny
He's
to
like a
me.
goofy. He's the goofy kid.
He's like a little caricature. Like he's funny when it comes to like making faces and stuff to go along with his skits, but I think him as a person, he's drier than crackers. Like I don't get that type of hype, and I could sit down and talk about it 20 years from now. Yo, that man funny. He's not. He got a laugh out of me, but maybe two, if that much. And I'm not even trying to play him.
So I'm gonna give each one of you guys a guess at who you think my favorite comedian is. Pablo first.
Who I think your favorite comedian is?
Yeah.
Like alive or of all
Yeah,
time?
alive. No, alive.
Alive? I feel like you're either gonna say,
Now you can
can I
only
get
get one.
all right, if I get one, I'm gonna say Chris Rock.
All right. Kat, who do you think?
Honestly, until you told me just now, I would have considered you a Cat Williams fan only because of the type of personality you have. Kind of is a little bit close to him, so that's what I would
Right.
go with.
Right, but no, that is not Cat, so you have to guess. Or you could pass.
Well, that's why I guess I think it's Cat Baby. If it's not him, I don't know.
All right.
I ain't even.
I don't know why I feel Paul Mooney is funny to you, but I'm not sure. That's who came to
Well,
me.
he's not alive anymore.
Right.
Oh, you said alive? Okay. Oh, sorry. Alive.
That's a good one though.
Alive for games, I would say. I don't find him funny, but I feel D.L. Hughley. No, either if not D.L. Hughley,
You gotta
Eddie
pick
Griffin.
one.
Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin. I'm gonna go with Eddie Griffin. I'm gonna go with Eddie
Nope.
Griffin.
My favorite comedian right now, actively, is Trevor Noah.
For real?
Ooh, I did not get. I wouldn't have guessed that.
He's okay.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
He said he's okay.
He's okay.
Smart guy.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him.
I don't even consider him a comedian.
Yeah,
Honestly,
like
he's very more so political than anything else. Does he know how to play with his word jargon in order to catch people and make them laugh? Definitely. Because he has more of a dry humor. But me personally, do I consider him in? No. But I understand how you like him. He's an extremely intelligent young man.
okay. As far as the Cat Williams interview with Shannon Sharp, Gaines, what was it about that particular interview that made you want to draw this topic tonight?
Anybody that spits truth convincingly, I'm back behind 100%. And I would just like to say, still to this day, it's been a couple of weeks now. He told Shannon Sharp that would be the number one podcast or YouTube view, and right now it definitely has. And also, no one has called him a liar.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's why I wanted us to debate on this topic or give our opinions on this topic on this lovely Tuesday evening, January 16th, 2024.
I feel like this topic, honestly, with his interview, had a lot of layers to it. Just like you said, as far as, you felt like most of the stuff that he said was telling the truth. I agree with you on that. Like, it's like, I sit there and think about everything that he said, because I rewatched it just to double take on everything, just to make sure. There was particular quotes that reminded me of the first stand-up that he did. The first stand-up, it's not the very first one, but the Pimp Chronicles was my favorite. You know, he had a lot of I would guess they would call them his quotes. His quotes is what stood out to me the most, especially when he was talking about self-esteem. You know, when it comes to self-esteem, and you got to think that you're the shit as a woman, or, you know what I'm saying? You have to think that you're the shit for somebody else to think that you're the shit. Like, that is something that resonates just as a woman, period, for me, in the self-confidence. Because at the same time, it's like, so many people have a complex, and it falls under line with our topic that we did. Are you addicted to social media? Or even the 50-50 in relationships. It seems like social media plays a very large part on everybody's self-esteem, no matter what it is. So that particular stand-up that he did, certain things that he says, like Paul says, it's something that can resonate with your everyday life. It's very true. It has so many layers to everything that he says in the stand-up. Like I said, whether the Pimp Chronicles, whether the interview with Shannon Sharp now, I mean, he has several others as well. But everything that he says is something that you could take with you, which is why I'm very intrigued with him as a comedian and why he is funny, because most of the stuff is something you can relate to or understand in what he's talking about. I definitely took a lot from that interview, as well as the whole exposure of how he somewhat told the story of what the industry is like, and stuff that as adults can already somewhat see or assume that things are like. He kind of like confirmed a lot of it. You're just like, that's crazy. Like, that's the world that they're living in. Like, yes, we're regular people. You know, we go to work every day, 9 to 5s. We're dealing with the regular demons of, you know, society, bills, you know, work, drama, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just the regular stuff. And we're paying to see these people like Cat Williams or other celebrities for our own entertainment. But here it is. They're living in this world, trying to do the same things that we do. Yes, they're making more money and they have more range to do things that we can't do financially, but they're battling sexual demons and a lot of stuff. Like, on top of that, like, it seems like there's a heavy aura of like demonic sexual things into the entertainment
Perversion. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think Paul, you brought up that episode, what is it, the entertainment business? I think it was our season 2. Like, a lot of that stuff resonates with what he said. Like, it's crazy.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, that all falls under like devil's work, entertainment, and stuff like that, and amusement, like gestures and trickery and magic and just all types of entertainment to distract you and shit. That's all of the devil, bro. So of course, you know what I mean? Even Hollywood, when they used to do rituals and shit back in the day, like one of the shit ingredients they used to use was Hollywood, because it supposedly was spiritual shit and could, you know, help summon spirits and all that shit. Like, that shit it's deep. It's way deeper than the average person would pay attention. It's one of those things, like, you just either gotta look into it, because it ain't, I mean, I'd be lying, because once you do look into it, you see how in your face they just put it.
Oh,
and you can see certain shit and be like, oh, this is wild. Like, this is wild as hell. You don't even know. Like, they put shit in cartoons, they put shit in all types of shit, bro. But I mean, that's a whole nother conversation.
It's a whole nother conversation, but he done laid it out. So, like I said, this interview hit so many key points of just stuff that is the everyday dodge. Like he said, anything that takes over your free will is the devil. I 100% agree with that. Like, like the truth don't need motivation. That's something I can 100% agree with. Like, he oh my God, what did he say? As particularly, and I quote, he said, "Race is not where the line is drawn. It's either God's side or the other side.
The other side.
All lies will be exposed and the truth will come to light." Like, there's nothing realer than that.
Yeah. My favorite saying that he said in there was like, he said, what did he say? He said that something about the truth will come out and liars will be exposed. And he was like, pay attention to those who get mad and know why. Basically know why they're getting upset. Like, and yeah, dog, like, I mean, I don't know. As far as with KATT, like I was gonna wait till it was my turn or whatever, but dog, he dropped some shit, and a lot of stuff he spoke in code. You kind of just really had to listen because he said a lot, but he said even more if you paid attention to like what he was actually saying. Because there's some people just watch that interview to get what they wanted out of it. You know what I'm saying? And I watched it twice. You know what I'm saying? I watched it the second time on accident. I just put it on. I was just that interested in the shit. And just to see if I missed anything. And dog, like he's naturally funny. He's somebody you could chill. You could tell how real he is, how genuine he is. These dog, like, and I believed the nigga, bro. Like there was some shit he exaggerated on, possibly, like with the whole he had said he read like 3,000 books every year from the time he was 8 to 12. But as impossible as I think that would be for me, if it's possible at all, then like I was tight how people was like shunning him. Like you watched that whole interview, my nigga, and you paid more attention to him thinking he lying about reading thousands of books, and that's probably all you got from that interview. You know what I mean? And then that he don't like Harvey, but like the people take what they gonna want to take from it. Whatever pulls them, their intrigue, and that's fine. You know what I mean? That's just what people do. That's what we all do. You know what I'm saying? I pay attention to what I want to pay attention to, and other people do the same thing. But I'm glad I'm paying attention to the right stuff because I mean, not specifically KATT, but I've been hearing about people dropping jewels and how shit is right there in people's faces, and I've seen it personally, even like with Facebook. You just going back and forth on something on an argument and shit. You just see how blind somebody could be. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Like people want to be so right, like so bad that they willing to look all types of crazy just to like feel right. And it's it went from people having an opinion to people feeling like they have to be right, and that's just that's something different too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like you pay attention to the signs, man. Shit is getting wicked. It's getting real wicked out here.
It is. For me, for Cat Williams' interview, one of the quotes I took away from it that I feel resonated with me is when he said, "If you wanted me to speak more highly of you, then perhaps you should have treated me better. You don't get to narrate my story for my experiences with you." And this is a fact. And this is a very powerful statement because if you look through the interview, after the interview, the aftermath of it, everybody was trying to make it seem like he was crazy. They were bringing up his 19 convictions that he had, his 19 felonies he had, but no convictions. They were bringing up situations that was not in correlation to what he was saying. In my belief, and from watching how the comedy world has evolved from when I was a little girl to now being at 35, you can clearly see that is evidence of a lot of spiritual warfare that people are dealing with. One of the things I've never done was get too caught up in social media and what celebrities done when I've saw thousands of different people who follow them watch these people kill themselves, watch these people go through depression, watch these people still get cheated on and violated, watch these people still commit fraud. So money and having a social life does not equate to you being happy in life. And those are some of the things that KATT was touching on. He said a lot of these people are putting up a facade when they haven't even lived the life in which they are portraying. When he brought up Steve Harvey, a lot of people forgot that Steve Harvey said his first wife was his strong one. That was the real one. And now all of a sudden he say his new wife is. So which one is it? So you went from marrying one woman and went married to another one who actually thinks like a man, though she is a woman. You see a lot of disparities in his parenting. When you see the stuff his daughter is doing and his other kids are doing, you see a lot of things that Steve Harvey is saying is in alignment to all of that. And what I love the most is the fact that every last person that came on to talk about all the things he's saying, not one person called him a liar. Not one of them called him a liar. They called him crazy. They tell him he's unstable. He's not famous. This man do not need to be any more famous than he is because his catalog speaks for itself. It speaks for itself.
He was on drugs, yo.
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy.
But is that any different than the allegations against Kevin Hart and his sneaky penis? And the fact that there's a lot of shady thing going on when he made that show on Netflix, when apparently his friend had set him up and did a whole bunch of other stuff. But what they failed to tell you is that Kevin Hart also had a play in that. And what talks? Money talks, bullshit walks. And I feel there was a huge turning point for Kevin Hart when I felt he signed his soul over to the devil when he came out wearing a dress. because that is an embarrassment ritual which you do to get into these type of societies. And you all can say whatever you guys want. And just like Janisha said, all of you guys have a problem with your liberty. You guys just sharing each other, is over sexuality, over perversion, and they're pushing it to the kids. And I will end with this. I used to watch this pastor, God bless his soul. His name is Miles Monroe. And he said, once a person controls your will, your mind, and your thoughts, they control the emotions, which is your heart. And a lot of times, all of us are ruled by our emotions based on what we see on TV and social media. The devil is a spirit of the air. What we watch, everything is online. What our ideals of relationship, our ideals of comedy, all of these things. So this man, I stand 10 toes down for him, even though I don't know him personally. Because if a person never tell me that I lied, then I'm telling the truth. And that's the only thing. And that's what they're going to have to live on. And it's also showing with all the evidence that is coming out about these lot high-ranking men who are doing very spicy things. So is he lying really, or are they mad that he's speaking the truth? So that's how I appreciated that interview. It was fresh, it was relatable, and also it was in alignment to everything that's going on in this industry right now of people selling their souls willingly, lying, stealing other people's content and posting it as theirs. And to be honest, everybody who ran into Cat Williams, he was helpful to them. He gave all of them money. He looked out for all of them. So is he really crazy? Is he really a bad person? And could you really fuck with a person who IQ is 163? That nigga is intelligent. If you spoke how he spoke, he articulated himself to a T. Does that sound like a person who is on drugs or don't have their right mind? You just don't like that because he was able to speak clear, precise words that hit you right in your chest because it was a fact. So y'all need to deal with your personal issues, not him. Go fix what y'all doing, not him, else you won't give this man content to talk about you had y'all been handling your business and standing on business like they like to promote to the masses. So that's what's my takeaway from Cat Williams' interview.
I agree with
Really
you.
quick, I wonder what prompted that interview.
I think it's like years and years of them
Pent-up frustration.
discrediting him. And that's why I felt like he made that quote I just gave to you. I feel that has to do with a buildup of years of them trying to discredit him and make him look crazy. And everything he said is not the truth because they're hiding behind their truth, which is more so lies. So anybody that goes against a person or an entity that is clearly trying to blind people and make us more sheep than wolves, this is what's happening. This is what happened, a constant cycle of people with cloak over their eyes not really seeing what it is. And because you're seeing what in the news, you don't know what goes on with this man behind closed doors. You don't know what these people have done, but you do know now because he decided to come speak on it. So I feel anybody who feels the need to speak their truth is over decades of lies that's been spread about them. And he felt like, nah, you're doing too much now. Now it's time to really stand on my business and let people know what it really is. That's how I felt. It was just a buildup of a lot of disgust within the industry he has worked with for so long.
I don't know. I agree with you on that. It's like something though you can see like all the damage that has been done though over the years from all the lies, all the cover up, all the sexual. Like, I mean, you hear stories for years. Illuminati this. For somebody to like be in the industry and really like confirm it and not be labeled like, not be emotionally irate saying it. Like, for example, Orlando Brown, they don't give that young man credit worth of nothing. I mean, most people find him a joke. I've always kind of like people that are labeled crazy, like Kanye, Orlando Brown, I think his name is Bashir Gray. I think he was on Empire. He played Hakeem on Empire. Like,
yeah,
you think about everything that he said about these people that were in the limelight, like in all kinds of movies, doing well. They were the spotlight, and then out of nowhere, they're just labeled crazy, drunk, in jail. So it's like something happened. Like, what happened to lead them up to that? You get what I'm saying? And it's like anytime they try to tell their story, they're labeled crazy. They're drunk. They're washed up. They're this, that, and the fifth. I just seen a clip the other day.
It don't help with Orlando Brown though, because that nigga he be saying some like wow.
He does.
An interview with him where he's talking about 50 Cent is Halle Berry and all like and all this other and anytime the dude was asking him a question, he was saying like another celebrity, and I don't know if that's like some cold shit, but where you're trying to say like they're all the same. But it's just he comes off super weird, and it's hard to take anything he says as believable because you feel like 80% of the shit he's saying is just some wild dumb shit. So it's
I
like
feel you on that,
you
Paul, but
don't
I'm
even
saying
catch the good shit when he
I pay
drops.
attention to people like that though, because it's like in context, if they were saying something valid, you shoot in the messenger automatically. But and it's like they really could be saying some stuff. Like you said, there are so many celebrities that speak in code. Just like they don't speak it as clearly and as eloquently as Cat Williams or Dave Chappelle. But when they start coming out mad crazy, and these were these people that were in the limelight and they were on top, and you just wonder, well, what the heck happened to them? How did they get blackballed so quickly?
How they
Like,
fall for
what?
grace like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like how are they all labeled crazy? Like, how are they all this? And then it makes you focus in on them because it's like when he said, "Oh, I went to the Illuminati meeting and I was with Ludacris," you were like, "Yeah, wait, what? Like, what do you mean they have?" It's like you really be like, "Dang, that's really real." Like they really just be having. It's not something that's in the movies where they all wear masks and they talk about it. Like this is a real thing. Like this is part of their world. Like me, I'm a bus driver. You feel me? I go to work and get on the bus and come home and deal with my family.
I mean,
They going to work to a meeting and then they're like, oh well, damn, I can't just go to this meeting because after work I got to do overtime, but at this other meeting, but this is some sexual overtime meeting and they want me to sign for this move. Like that shit is crazy if you think about it. Like that's what they're experiencing. And then what came out right after that? I can't think of the actor's name, but any of us that grew up in the 80s and the early 90s, we've seen Family Matters, right? Or Steve
Yeah.
Urkel, the brother Eddie.
Oh,
Eddie.
Eddie
I seen a
Winslow.
clip with him the other day, and it was a short clip. I don't know if it was TikToked over or refurbished or whatever, but he said everybody in the industry has been sexually assaulted or sexually
inappropriately touched. He said
yeah, and I was
inappropriately
like,
touched at some point in their career. He said every single one.
My God, like that's the type of work environment. Like I've been in a regular work environment where I've seen some,
Yeah.
some
When you
wild
see a
stuff
lot
happen.
of, when you see you,
Like, that's
again, I
crazy.
think the confusion is like, think about it. When we talk about that, there's a lot of demonic stuff going on within the industry. Now, if you look at some of the things in which these people worship, if you know anything about a Baphomet is a demon that has both male and female heads and male and female body parts, okay? And that usually is one of the things that leads people into a lot of homosexuality, confusion, all of these different things. So when he says that it's not far-fetched and you guys are going to these PDD parties and all of these type of stuff, what you think they're really sacrificing? And what's the easiest way to break a man? Let's think about slavery. Back in the day, it had this guy, I can't remember his name. It's not coming to me right now, but he wrote a book called A Letter to a Slave. And in the book, it says, in order to break a woman, you have to break a man first. And what's the way they were breaking them? By sexually assaulting them and calling them bucks. And isn't that the same thing that is going on right now in this industry? They have enslaved these people. Why? Through want and need and desire. When your heart has too much desire for money and not actual healthy balance in life, it's easy for you to be tempted into a life. It's okay to give up my booty hole just a little bit. As funny as that sounds, this is how these men, and this is what, when you as a man engage in sexual activities, especially when you are not gay yourself, but you're doing so to get some type of help, you're breaking your soul in half. This is where confusion comes. This is why they popping pills, drinking syrup, doing all of these different things, making songs about depression or making movies that they are acting a role to perfection. Why? Because these people's souls has been shredded in order to accommodate the evil and the atrocities that comes with these type of jobs. And this is just reality. Whether people want to believe in it or not, this is the reality of it. This is the reality. So until people start playing with the devil, because some reason they think when they die, it has a special VIP section for rich people. So cute. But I want them to continue to believe that if they choose to. But at the end of the day, you need to get your shit together, because if the devil was giving you all of these great things, then why are you still suffering? You have all the money in the world, all the assets to do whatever you want to do, but why is it that you still have to keep selling something off, whether it's your blood or a family member or something, to keep that? And this is what's going on in the comedy industry and the music industry. Any industry that has top moguls, this is what they're doing. They're forcing these men to participate in things and forcing these women to slut themselves out in order to put themselves in a better position. This is why I believe Nicki Minaj is going off the range right now. She sold too much of her soul. Now she is unstable at best. And this is some of the things that is happening. Is unfortunate. It's sad, but that's what it is. And that's what KATT William was talking about. He was pointing out all of these people that are purposely going to do things, not fully understanding the ramifications of those decisions. And by the time they realize they already lost, this is why they consider people crazy. Just like Paul just said, personally, Orlando is a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But the reason why I take what he says to face value, because there are times I went and researched what he said, and then he was not lying. He was not lying. And the fact that he brought a Ludacris, and it so happens that KATT Williams brought a Ludacris in the same thing, maybe his little crazy have a little bit of truth to it in a sense. You feel me? But the messenger is a little bit unhinged, so I understand people's discredited him a bit, but you know, that's how life be.
I'm just saying, if I like hearing KATT say it, it was a lot easier to
to digest. Exactly. I understand.
More than hearing some nigga that I already heard say some
crazy shit. No, I get it 100%. That's why I say it was so easy.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that the nigga do be lying. I'm just saying the way he serves it up is like it comes off as just somebody just wants attention, and you're being silly on camera, bro.
Sometimes
I understand that completely.
I don't want to call a nigga a liar. He just comes off real silly, and it's hard to take anything.
To take him seriously, yeah.
Yeah, like it's just I don't know.
What's your thoughts, King?
I was gonna say those be the best times. Sometimes you got to disguise the truth, because if you give it straight up, people, you know what I mean, they'll call you exactly what they call it.
I get that. Oh, absolutely.
So
I get that.
Not saying that that's what he did, but also I keep that at the top of my mind. Okay, maybe that is the way he's deciding to come out.
He's comfortable, or even comfortable giving it up.
Right. I think he crazy, they ain't gonna believe him, but he giving you is right there. So that's what.
Yeah.
If I look crazy, at least I get to speak. Somebody gonna give me a platform to look crazy, and I'm gonna just, you know, I don't follow the nigga like that. I just randomly see him, and it'd be some crazy shit.
He do be crazy. He do be crazy.
So moving right along to our next set of questions. To you first. What did you believe about the interview, and what don't you believe about the interview?
You talking to me or you talking to KATT?
No, you.
I would say what I believe about the interview. Honestly, I definitely believe, for me, a good 75 to 80% of it, especially when it comes to the devil. I mean, not the devil, the God side and the other side. Like, that is really, really powerful. Like, it's really powerful. Like, I've never been a real religious person. I've came up in religion, you know, in my family and all of that. And my mom, she didn't play, you know, rest in peace, when it came to the Bible and the Lord she serves and all that. I'm more or less intact with energy. And I'm not going to say that I don't believe in the same God that my mom serves, because I definitely feel I've seen it in her transition. I feel I felt it. It's a very mind-blowing thing. And when you experience some of the tragedies that I've experienced and gained since experience, when you lose somebody that is literally your creator, you get to see the world differently. You get to see the behaviors of others. It gives you a whole nother intuition. So it's kind of like when he spoke in his interview, I really felt like he wasn't lying, because the way that he spoke about certain things, it wasn't from the malicious intent that the comments make. I feel like, you know, when it comes to the comment section, you can read and get, you know, all kinds of different mixed messages. And some are young people, some are old people, some are, you know what I mean, white, black, whatever have you. And it seems like whatever the most popular choice or observation, it seems like that's what everybody wants to elaborate on instead of having their own personal intuition. It's like, if you get an intuition on something or an inkling feeling about something, it's not something you can really shake. So it's kind of like when I get those type of inklings or intuitions, I don't even second guess them. I literally just be like, this is my intuition. I'm not second guessing this. There's a reason I'm feeling this. There's a reason that something is giving me the eyesight to see the needle in the haystack type of thing. The haystack is a whole bunch of chaos and distraction, and I'm just zeroing in on that needle underneath the last piece of hay, underneath the rock, on top of the water, or wherever it's located. It's like I could not see that piece. So it's like when I see something like that or hear something like that, such as KATT's interview, it makes you think a whole other thing. because it's like everything that allegedly was said or anything that you've seen or thought or assumed, it becomes very apparent. It's like you can't unsee it. You start hearing it in music, you start seeing it everywhere you go, even when you're seeing little clips altered in this, that, and the 15th. Like, I'm gonna take, for example, what he said when it came to the government, and he said about a bunch of idiots being in control of the most dangerous things in the world. That's scary. Like, there's nothing I can do about that but pray and hold on to my faith and keep doing good things that I need to do to hopefully keep me protected. Because I know I'm always protected. My mom is my angel. I'm protected. But I need to make sure I'm doing what I need to do, the work I need to do on earth to make sure that I stay protected and my family stay protected. That's the type of faith that I have. And it doesn't matter if you're a friend, family, foe, co-worker, or what. I'm going to treat you how you're supposed to be treated in the time that you're in my presence. And then I'm going to make sure you have no more access to me if it is something negative. I got to go. And I'm going to remove myself and remove my family in the most positive way possible. And that's the type of spiritual energy that I can feel or get, whether it doesn't matter where I'm at. Like, the safest place in the world to me right now is my household, because I know there's no demons in there. I know there's nobody coming in there to touch my kids. There's nobody coming in there to invade my space. So I'm very particular about who I let in my home. I'm very particular now about who I hug. I'm very particular about who I let hold my children or spend time with my children. I've never used to have that type of insight before my mom passed. I have that now, like 3 ways to Sunday. I'm very particular about every time I get in the car, every decision that I make. It's like I focus and channel in. So when he said specifically, there's only God's side or the other side, there's no other way to look at the world. Honestly, I never had the actual words to go with it, but that is literally what it is.
Yeah.
There's only God's side or the other side. I've looked at the world in the most positive light, even after I went through what I went through, because the whole time I was accepting the fact of my mom's passing, I was not living. I was doing things to supposedly mask how I felt. Drinking, smoking, being sad in the house, trying to find something to void and feel that pain. Nothing was filling that. Nothing. I had to find a positive outlet, something positive within myself, and find peace and embrace the grief.
Yeah.
Find things to embrace. When I feel sad and I feel like I don't have anybody to talk to, I go to the graveyard. Yes, people would look at that as a morbid situation, but no, I go and sit with my mother. I talk out loud. I get that out. Like, so that's the closest I get as far as God. I don't really integrate with the church because I feel like there's too many people in there to distract the message of what I'm going for. Right. I can always get the word. I can get the word. I can have church. My mom always said, you can have church anywhere.
Yeah.
So that, out of the entire interview, that's the thing that stuck out to me the most. And that's the thing that I can take from that entire interview. And that's what shapes the entire interview. It's not just, and then he also said, I read the Bible so many times because I wanted God to be my friend. Who says that? Unless it's honest. Who says that? Who are you trying to sell with that?
Right.
You know, that interview had a lot of layers to me, but that in particular, for me, that was it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Pablo from the 860. Your take, sir. What did you like? What did you find truthful? And what did you find dishonest?
I mean, I really only feel like he lied about a couple things. I feel like he lied about, and the only reason I feel like he lied about this is because Ice Cube had spoke about the interview and, you know, cleared the air. And KATT basically said that in that film, Friday After Next, that they were gonna have him get raped in one of the scenes. And he changed that up or whatever. And Ice Cube actually got, you know, on live and said that he never had that in the script. And me knowing that how much of a, you know, genuine person he is, and like it's hard to think he's lying. So I think KATT may have been stretching it a bit right there. And I know the nigga lying when he say he's 92-6 in basketball, bro, on one-on-ones. So I know he's lying, bro. I know he's lying. But other than that, I think he's said what he said, and ain't nobody really get on and basically deny his claims. I heard a lot of people get on there and say, he said it too, because Cedric the Entertainer spoke about it, and all I remember him saying is, everybody take jokes, man. And that's kind of what I got from what he was saying. He basically kind of was trying to say he didn't take his joke, but he also said that people take his jokes too. And when you say that, it's like, all right, you kind of just told on yourself, because now you're talking about other people that do what you supposedly didn't do also. So I feel like when you start trying to push the blame elsewhere and and say other people did it too, I feel like you already gave yourself up and just admitted that you did what you're ultimately like trying to say you didn't do. So I think the nigga, I can't call him a liar. I don't know Cat Williams. I feel like I know when he's exaggerating on some shit, may have been exaggerating about the 3,000 books every year. But again, I don't know the nigga. I don't know how he grew up. Maybe he had nothing but time. Maybe the library, he talked about going to the library a lot. Being 13, living by himself, well, not living, he's, just out. So yeah, I could picture him being in a library all day, feeling like it's a safe place and just having nothing but books to read. So if it's possible, then yeah, I can't call the nigga a liar. You know what I'm saying? If it was impossible to do what he's saying he's done, then yeah. And I'm like, all right, yeah, you're lying. But if it's possible, and reading 3,000 books in a year for 4 years is possible. So I'm not gonna call a nigga a liar. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I feel like he dropped some bombs. I feel like he basically told the world why he ain't been around like that, or why he's not in the forefront, being one of the funniest men on this planet. And he kind of told you without telling you what's going on and why we see certain people just blow up out of nowhere and certain people getting more attention than they should be getting. Because if we're talking about being funny, we shouldn't be talking about nobody else but Cat Williams, or Dave Chappelle, or you know what I'm saying? Like there's a few out there. There's a lot of people, Bill Burr, like like there's a lot of comics if we talk about being funny. And I feel like Kevin Hart, to me personally, he's silly. He has said some funny shit before, but as a whole, he's not somebody I'm looking up. He's not somebody I'm not excited about a new Kevin Hart, stand up. I'm not. It's never been like that. Like, there's people that had my interest like that as far as comics, like Martin. There was a time Martin was my favorite comic. Dave Chappelle, he kind of got there and stuck. I like Eddie Griffin. I liked Eddie Murphy. You know what I'm saying? I like a lot. There was a lot of comics, a lot of white comics I liked. I liked the Cable Guy, Bill Burr's another dude, Ron White. There's a lot of comics, you know what I'm saying, that was funny. And it's always been one of my favorite genres, or one of my favorite things to, pay attention to, because, who don't like laughing? And I be trying to throw a joke in there in life every now and then, you know what I'm saying? So, but when it comes to KATT, bro, like I just feel like that was his truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't call him a liar. And I feel like the only shit I feel like he lied about was, like I said, being 92-6 in one-on-one basketball. And I feel like he was lying about the rape role or the rape scene in that movie, and the only reason I say that is because Ice Cube responded and basically said that was never going to be in the script. And I could imagine him not having something like that in the script, because like they said, that shit ain't funny. It's never gonna be funny. and the movie still did well. So that's my take on that.
All right, on to you, Kat. What did you believe?
Um,
What don't you believe?
there's not much. I believe the whole interview, to be honest with you, because me, like, I'm a type of person, I'm a huge researcher. I just don't sit and listen to a person say an interview. I'll go look up a couple of things to see if I can tie it to that. And this is not the first time Cat Williams did an interview that implicated a couple of people. This is probably the only one that they remembered because this is a new year, a new time. I I think the Cedric and Steve Harvey situation, I know that's definitely true. Cedric has never been funny. And it is a fact that he wanted to be an entertainer because he did come out in a group. A lot of people that probably don't remember that, but that's what his first thing. He made friends with Steve Harvey. He came onto the show that Steve Harvey, and yes, Steve Harvey stole that from Mr. Cooper. Because if you looked up the lineup of that movie, if you grew up watching Mr. Cooper and Steve Harvey show, you saw there was the exact same correlation, and it's just too close. You feel me when it comes to that thing? I definitely believe he read 3,000 books, and this is why I'm an advert reader. And I'm a part of this app called Goodreads. There sometimes I might read 50 books in a month. And that doesn't mean there has to be a thick ass book this big, but it is possible if you're a person that wants to read and wants knowledge and those type of things. Reading 3,000 books a year actually is very quite possible if that's what you want to do. I don't know if he did it for real, but I do know that's something that could be attained because I have reached pretty close to reading those type of books. Um, for me, when it comes to the movie stuff and stuff like that, like I feel like with Kath Williams, she only spoke on. I don't think he will make up a whole lie about certain scenes because we all know in a lot of those movies they put in a lot of questionable stuff and then take it out after that nobody knows about because it just didn't align with that. And because I've seen a lot of other movies that entails situation that's supposed to be funny and is rape or some type of molestation in some type of way, it's not far-fetched that these men put these type of things in scripts, and there's some people who don't think it's going to be something that will be entertaining to the masses, but they do it. Do I think they will come out and admit it? No, especially when you're this far in the game. Who the fuck want to come and admit 20, 30 years later they could have possibly put something like that into a movie? But then again, I don't know personally as far as that situation is concerned, but they definitely chose him to be the pimp, and he did it quite well. There will be nobody else to play that position the way that Cat Williams has. And I think as well that people just need to realize that guess what? It's shit that we just don't know. Should that be going on in the industry? And somebody will be a whistleblower at some point. Do you really think they will continue to go on unscathed after all these years of doing some of the shit that they're doing? And we're watching them every day. And let's move away from even Cat Williams, that young lady named Jaguar. I don't know if you follow her. She's been talking about all of these similar things that Cat Williams has been talking about. They also called her crazy. So with me, I feel like stop calling people crazy and go do some background if that's how you feel genuinely. The other people who has negative things to say that everything he says was bullshit, go do your research and you might find out that a lot of things he said. Was he a little drunk? Did he might act a little razzle dazzle? I believe so in certain things, but I do also believe that is 95% true, and the 5% is probably the alcohol.
So before we move on to the next question, I want to add something to what you were saying. With the whole people putting in some sketchy shit in movies, like I absolutely agree with that. The only reason I say with Ice Cube specifically is because if you actually watch Ice Cube's movies, he's never really in that realm of like
The
that
Players Club.
raunchy shit. Like no, but I mean like
Yeah.
Players Club though.
like with
Players
men,
Club.
like a man. Wait, Players Club.
No, but I can't remember if he was in that, to be quite honest with you.
I don't think
I
Ice
think it
Cube
was
wrote.
wasn't it Bernie Mac that was in that though?
Yeah,
No,
but
I
that
don't think Ice
that
Cube.
rape scene with Ebony though, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think Ice Cube.
That's where I get a little fuzzy.
I don't think Players Club is Ice Cube's movie.
But he played the part.
No, he didn't. Ice Cube wasn't in Players Club.
Yes, he was. He's the one that handed Ronnie's brother the condom and said she'll let you know what in Players Club. The Players Club thing. I was traumatized, so I remember. That's what made me look at Ice Cube a little funny. Go watch the Players Club. Go watch it.
If he's in it,
yeah, he's in it.
He's in it. His movie. I don't think it's his movie though.
I don't know. We wasn't saying his movie, but
I'm saying he played the part. He played the part real good.
Well, no, that's different. That's different. Him doing a job. I'm talking about because he wrote Friday After Next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm saying if you look at his writing, his
Work. Yeah, his work.
movie or his body of work, it don't go in that realm of, you know, of that. So of that, like, or being that raunchy. You know what I'm saying? Like all his shit is comedy. He
Family
got
movies.
barbershop and shit like that. So it's all kind of you know, I feel like Friday's probably one of the more not kid friendly movies that he made, but for the most part, they all kid friendly.
True.
So him specifically, I said I could believe if he's saying that was never a part of the movie. But yeah, as a whole, yeah, there's absolutely they be putting they'll probably try that first. You know what I'm saying? To try to do the raunchy shit, and then if you don't
Yeah.
agree with it, that's what the whole putting people in dresses shit. Like that's a real thing. That's a
Yeah.
Cat Williams is the first nigga to say that. Like that's a real thing. Dave Chappelle talked about it. Like that's a real thing. That's a real thing, man. And it's all about demasculation of
Yeah.
black men specifically, but that's a whole different shit. We're not gonna get onto that. But yeah, like it's all about power. It's a power move, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a way to make that person feel helpless and feel like, yeah, like you really don't got the control you think. I'm gonna make you feel like a boss. You over here to these little people, to this
Yeah.
folk down here, I'm gonna make you feel important.
Mhm.
But you know, we always gonna know who you really is. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
there's
Mhm.
even that when people say selling their soul for fame and fortune, like that shit is real. Like you don't
Yeah.
wasn't you wouldn't hear about it so much. You know what I'm saying? But you could think it's not real if you want, but I believe in spirits. I believe in
Right.
evil. What I'm saying, you can see good and evil. You see it in us. So we ain't the like this. Nah, this shit is way deeper than that. Like you could keep it to flesh if you want to, but if you don't believe in spirits, then you just don't want to pay attention because there's all types of shit that could prove there's
Oh,
something.
absolutely. So for people to still be like it's not true or kind of
Yeah.
disparages, like you said, it's very sad. But you know, like I said, I also say like people tend to live in their own. They love their sin in which they live in, and if anything comes against what they're doing that they low key think is wrong, they'll always fight against it, and that's that subconscious telling them you shouldn't be doing it. But that spirit has been filled with so much of filth of what's on social media and all of those things. This is what happens. It's a cycle. So you are definitely right when it comes to that.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. But true. And those that believe fiction, this is
Yeah, we only got time for one more question, huh?
that was a heck of an interview though. That really is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
Hey,
really was.
one more question. We can answer one more question quickly. We got to answer one quickly.
One more question.
But the last question basically would be, what, if any, from the interview could you apply to your life?
Me
Come on.
personally,
No.
just
Cat go
uh,
first.
go ahead. Who's going first?
Cat.
Oh, sorry.
Be your own person. Stand on your business. If you feel a certain type of way about something that is bothering you and you actively seeing people are putting on a facade that is far from the truth, I think it's very okay to stand on your own feet and speak your truth. Because honestly, we're supposed to all be beating at the tunes of our own drums, not others. So I like how Cat William was not afraid, and that is something that you should take in life and apply, whether it's to personal, whether it's to your job, whatever. Never be afraid to stand on your business and always do it with grace.
Pablo.
I mean, for the most part, what he told me that I could apply to my life, which I feel like everybody should apply to their life, is try to make God your friend. You know what I'm saying? Try to be friends with God. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Some way get God in your life. And on a more like personal shit, what I want to take away from it is
Mhm.
he talked about being multiple religions at different times in his life, and it was to experience the religion. And I don't know if I'll personally go into that like that deep because I'm not really religious, but I've always wanted to like I've always wanted to like read the Quran or you know what I'm
You
saying,
should.
or just experience like read other books, you know what I'm saying, and and just see the common, see the common things in them, the things that are the same, the things that are different. But I want to see because there was a point where like I felt like God was who I wanted to, get in tune with, or I wanted to like have more God in my life, basically, and read the Bible and shit. And I'm like, it's that idea of thinking that is what I want, because I'm more spiritual or religious. I'm not really religious. I don't go to church. I'm not into certain things when it comes to that. I got my own reasons why. That could be a whole nother conversation too, to do that. But for the most part, yeah. So I was always wondering, like, if I read the Quran, would that fit me more, or would I feel like I could relate to that more? So I wanted to at least read these books. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I'm going to take from that, and try to like do a little more exploring as far as like reading, people's different cultures, words of God, or I don't know, what have you, whatever the word is, different religions. So I think that's what I'm gonna take from it.
I'll
Okay.
just say, just normally me, just stand in your truth. That's all. Believe in what you believe in. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And we're gonna close it out, of course, with the boss lady.
I think what I want to take from it more than anything than my particular reason as to why I feel so strongly about the interview, other than, like I said, this on the God side or the other side, I would say accountability. I try to really stand firm on accountability anyway, whether I'm right, wrong, or indifferent. But I think I want to really, really make sure it's a natural flowing thing. Not that it isn't now already, just even more so due to the fact that this world seems to run now on receipts and behavior and action. Action is a big deal. When you don't apply yourself or commit to things that you say you're going to commit to, I feel like all those things kind of play into part to being a better adult, which would be a better image for my sons to follow. I'm a mother of 3 sons, and this world is it's very dangerous for the Black man.
Yeah.
They're not protected enough. And I will always believe that. So I do my best to try to speak light and speak highly of any Black man going through this warfare. And as you can see, whether it's spiritually or in the industry or in the regular world, we need men to lead. And it's very hard for them to lead without giving the proper tools, etiquette, platform, space to be the men that they need to be without it being stripped from them. And the fact that it's such a powerful entity to strip a man at this point, what you see, demasculate them or take them down, since it's such a focus in the industry, that means it's a real thing. That means they really want to take men out. That's scary to me, because like I said, I have 3 sons. That's personal to me. So accountability, definitely I can take from. I mean, he seemed to be holding everybody accountable in that interview. And once again, everybody that tried to deflect anything that he said in that interview, nobody did call him a liar.
Yeah.
Is how I see that. So accountability at its extreme pressure than what it already is for me right now. Like I said, over the last 6 months, since we went over our last 6 months, I've learned to be more accountable and focusing on my worth and my time and who I am, my loyalty, because I've given so much of it and it hasn't been taken 100% seriously. And I feel like I've been burnt out in wanting or waiting or being patient for somebody to take me seriously. So now I have to be accountable on my timelines and things like that. So accountability, I'm definitely taking from it, so I can apply that in every way possible, whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, or indifferent.
Agreed.
So tonight has been a nice conversation, guys. It's been a while since we chopped it up.
What you take from it, Gaines?
Oh, I said it.
Huh?
Said it. You got to rewatch it.
To be true, just to be truthful.
Rewatch it. Now you got to rewatch it, man.
You said, I heard. I mean, I thought you. You know what I mean? Heard to be truthful.
Yeah, before we get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us today on the News London Brunch. Make sure you comment, like, share, and follow for more episodes. And got a special announcement. I got a baby on the way.
Period. I was waiting to hear that for a long time. I said, somebody needs to, you need to know somebody else, baby.
Dead ass, James?
Somebody from New London.
No, he didn't.
Are you serious?
We closing out with these lies.
Right.
You give a platform.
Why are you lying? Why are you lying like that?
You're a fat face online, okay?
You're a fat face online.
Oh man, you guys are crazy. I love y'all. Over and out, News London Brunch. Stand up.
Sure.
All right.